What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Broman. A new featurette regarding Spider-Man Far From Home included commentary from none other than producer herself, Amy Pasqual. And while there's not many higher up on the list as far as Spider-Man's concerned, she was once in charge of it all, now working closely with Pascal Pictures, Sony, and Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige to get it done. How she ended up, at least in some part, in charge of the Spider-Man rights is a completely different story. But in this interview, she basically pulled a Tom Holland and went ahead and confirmed something that we've been guessing at for a long time, that the Sinister Six are making their way into the Spider-Man franchise. We're going to break down exactly what she said and what this will probably mean for either the Spider-Verse or the MCU, depending on which way the chips fall. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel-related stuff, including copies of Avengers Endgame and Blu-ray and DVD. This will be the last week for that. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, to be totally fair, this requires just a little contextualization because the hype for this theory has all but died down with the release of Spider-Man Far From Home 3 or 4 months ago and no introduction of Norman Osborn as many had assumed. The Sinister Six idea was all but dead. Then you take Spider-Man out of the MCU, seemingly dead for good. But then along comes this new featurette with the release of Spider-Man Far From Home on all platforms, and Amy Pasqual had to say this, and quote, "These villains we now have in our universe happen to be characters that are in the Sinister Six. There may be something that happens with that." Now, to be totally fair, we were knocked off the scent a little bit without the imminent introduction of a Norman Osborn at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, especially with that empty Avengers Tower that we thought would all become the Oscorp building. But still, we had some inclination, and it didn't need to be spoiled, especially not like this. Obviously, tons of characters from the Sinister Six have been popping up in the Spider-Man franchise since Homecoming with Vulture and Scorpion. We now have Mysterio. It would only take a couple more members, and considering how many different iterations they've had through the modern comics, they could really pick any 2 other villains they like. We have more than enough members for the Sinister Six. That's why a lot of people assumed Norman Osborn would be introduced during Spider-Man Far From Home, with the most recent revelation that Tom Holland was the one to bring them back to the table, making it known that he wants to stay in the MCU and he's a part of it. I think we can all rest assured that if they're going to bring the Sinister Six to the forefront and make it a part of an overall arc, that will take place in the MCU. Kevin Feige's not going to commit too many resources to something like that, only to have the culmination event be in some other movie that he technically doesn't have anything to do with, which brings us back to the report from earlier in the week coming via Charlemagne the God on the Comic Kings podcast, as told to him by Morbius's Tyrese Gibson, that their movies would intersect with the MCU, that he had a 3-movie contract, and after his appearance as presumably an FBI agent hunting down Morbius in this next solo Morbius film, that the rest of the films on his contract were to enter the MCU. Now, if they truly have plans of trying to intersect their Spider universe that they're building around Venom and Morbius and these other villains into the MCU, the only way that's going to happen is if Kevin Feige is directly involved, making sure that the movies are not only of MCU quality, but that they coincide with the universe perfectly. They're not going to mess with this whole adjacent stuff anymore. That's why they're trying to consolidate all of the TV. If you guys haven't seen the reports, they're even pulling stuff from Hulu, which is a Disney subsidiary company, and trying to bring all of the TV and Marvel Studios properties under the MCU roof, all under Marvel Studios and all produced in the same place, again with Kevin Feige at the head of it all. He very well may end up in charge of Disney someday at the rate that this is going. Either way, if they are going to bring the Sinister Six in, my major takeaway is that it's going to be in the MCU, which should have all of us super excited for what's to come in Phase 4 and Phase 5 now that Spider-Man is officially back in the MCU as well. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. First of all, Amy Pasqual going ahead and saying that I don't really think she needed to. That's awesome that they're building that, but it was kind of nice left as an unsaid Easter egg. 2, if this is true and they're actually bringing the Sinister Six to the MCU, what are the next 2 villains you would like to see added to the already almost built team that we've got? Obviously, Norman Osborn is one, but they may have more than a couple spots open, especially if Mysterio is in fact dead and or they don't want to reuse some of the villains they already have. Let me know what you think in the comments, and quickly let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 500,000 subscriber mark. We're headlong into that and should hit that by month's end. We're also still giving away copies of Avengers Endgame in Blu-ray and DVD. Those winners will be announced Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week at the end of the videos. We still have 1 unclaimed copy, so make sure you double back, guys, and check who won at the end of previous videos. If you want to be enrolled to win any of the stuff here at the channel, the PlayStations, these, or our next giveaways, which will include the box sets, limited number, we got a couple of them here at the channel. We'll be giving them away through the holiday season. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.